Hey, this is the Antisocial Socialite back at it again. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for, darling? Hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I get to running this mouth in this BITCH, yes sir, you are in the loop. Thanks so much for tuning in. Salute to all the new subscribers, everybody who's viewed the new videos. I really appreciate you. You see the title, you know what time it is. Mothers coddle, fathers empower. Okay, Saturday was my day off. I was really happy to spend some time with friends and family. I have this friend and you know, she's a single mom and she has a son. Now we all know people do not like unsolicited advice. This is my weakness. I can't help it because I've got a big mouth. And I was like, come and show me your reading. Come and show me your we're going to do some activities because, you know, her son is like a little boy to me. And as I'm trying to kind of push him, which obviously is not my place to do, you know, she's like, oh, ease up on him. Now, I wanted to do this video a while ago, but time, I just don't have it. And, you know, technical difficulties kind of limits my ability to upload as much as I would like. But as I was on my travels, one day I saw like a father with a little child, and the child is on this high wall. I don't even know what was on the other side of the wall. And I thought to myself, a lot of women, they try to protect their children by being, I wouldn't say overbearing, but wrapping kids up in too much cotton wool. This may seem like love in the beginning, but this is actually what stifles a lot of children's ability to be fearless. It stifles their ability to take risks. It kind of makes them lazy, and it makes them dependent on other people to either solve their problems or assist them with their problems. When I watched this father guiding this child along this high wall, that child is learning so many things in terms of, if I fall, somebody will catch me, so there's no problem to take risks because I know there's always a safety net. I have to overcome my fears. I have to be pushed. You know, I have to try and climb the insurmountable, because obviously this child was lifted onto this wall. So, you know, I can get into positions that I wouldn't normally be able to get into with help, and with a little bit of help I can overcome my fears and be sustained there. This is one of the reasons why people have such a huge problem with single mothers. Our parenting style as a man or a woman is just different. And the way women think, the way women are more likely to be fearful, the way women are more likely to be preventative in terms of, I don't want to try it because it might injure me or it might fail, is not the mindset that the average man who wants to be successful can really have, because life is full of risk. Life is obviously full of challenges. Life is full of danger, but those dangers have to be overcome. When you have males who are feminized and, you know, emasculated basically, they are going to grow up to be weak males who cannot stand on their own 2 feet. And it just becomes a cycle of dependence on women in order for them to be able to thrive. I'm trying to turn these headphones here. So there's only so much you can say to somebody who's really not asking for your help. And even when people ask you for your advice or your comments, a lot of the time they only really want to hear what they want to hear. They don't really want your honest opinion or your perception of the situation. So I had to just back off. But somebody else was there, and they were kind of like, I didn't want it to seem like a tag team, so I was just kind of just leave it. But they were like, you know, she's right. When you kind of get that red pill lens and you start really looking at things, this is something I always believed in. Like I always was like, I was always the nerdy aunt or the nerdy friend that gave people books instead of stuff they probably actually wanted. But now that I've kind of come into this understanding about the importance of pushing black males, it's even more of a sense of urgency, because you can see from a young age, kids are getting hooked on screens, they're getting hooked on gaming, and they have like zero attention span, zero social skills, zero ability to actually perform. All they know to do is like talk about what they played on PlayStation or Netflix. The other side of it was how feminized he was becoming with his mannerisms. And one of the things that really hurt me was, and this is not to throw my friend under the bus, posting a picture on, I think it was Instagram, with the dog ears filter, eyelashes, big doughy eyes, and like some animal ears with an animal nose. And I was on it. I was like, what the hell? Why are you posting pictures, posing with your son? It's your son, but why are you posting pictures online with this filter on his damn face? Like, do that with a daughter. Do that with your girlfriends. You don't do that with a boy. Because he's going to grow up thinking it's okay to operate like a female with a penis. And all this, reading his neck, answering back, talking too much. I lost it at one point, and I said, if you answered me back like this and you were my child, you literally would have got a whooping. And everybody looks at me like, oh my God, who the hell are you to say that? And I'm like, yeah, because know your place. But because children are so overly empowered these days to the point where they think they're adults, and also way too much feminine energy around. Like when I'm looking at this dynamic, it's, I don't want to throw my friend under the bus, but it's got to be said, way too much feminine energy. You've got the typical matriarchal setup, weak males who are not doing anything, uncles who are young and they're not really proactive. Then you've got like the mother and the grandmother as the head of the family. And I said, like, you're basically cutting the testicles off this boy because he's growing in an environment where he has no strong male role model to look up to, and all of his superiors in terms of authority are female. But I'll try and find a different way to broach the subject. But as I looked at the difference in the parenting styles, I just realized it's like more than anything, women can't really raise sons to be men because we're too afraid to push people because we care so much about what other people think, or we don't want to be disliked, or maybe we don't want our kids to hate us or something, or we don't want to seem like a villain. So we just leave it and hope that it works itself out kind of thing. But it's not going to work itself out. And in the long run, that child is only going to resent you because you failed them. You failed to prepare them for adult life. Mr. Fantastic did a video recently, stealing the ideas from my mind, as it were, about investing in your kids. And I did want to do a video about it. I don't know what I'm going to say, but teach a child a language, teach them an instrument, teach them how to read. Whatever their reading level is, give them books that are higher than their reading level so that they're challenged a little bit and they grow. Put them into some kind of tutoring or mentoring program. All of these things help to develop their mind, their problem-solving ability. It expands their horizon. And at the same time, you're preparing them with skills that they can transfer into the adult world. They may hate you at the time because, when you had to do chores, no one liked that. When you had to help make dinner, these are things we don't like to do as kids. But when you're an adult and you're able to function normally, you're glad that you got that training. A father doesn't talk much, but when he puts his foot down, the kids listen. And he knows how to kind of prioritize. A father understands what is really important and needs a lot of attention versus what is not that important and can kind of just go by the wayside. I think women have a tendency to just make everything like almost a life and death situation, and that makes children very emotional. You know, I work with a lady and every little thing she's blowing up, and it's like, it's really not that serious. And I understand why she can get upset, but at the same time, you're blowing everything out of proportion to the point where it doesn't need to be like something small and something big get the same reaction. That's going to cause confusion. But again, when you have children raised in this overly feminized environment, that's how they're going to be. They're not going to understand how to regulate their emotions because in their mind, every situation is viewed equally severe. Coddling children, doing things for them, when people try to push the kids or whatever, you're kind of saying, oh, ease up off them, was another thing that really upset me because you undermine my authority as an adult. Okay, I don't have authority over your child, but even if it was a father, I could imagine you doing the same thing. This is for the betterment of the child. Even if you had an issue with what I said, you should have pulled me to the side and said, oh, just leave him, that's how he is. But you undermine me in front of the child, and then the child feels vindicated to keep on being disrespectful and lazy. At least a father would say, listen to your mother, or listen, or do as you're told, and then have the wisdom to take the adults to the side and have a private conversation. It's just a different way of parenting between a mother and a father. And when you don't have the father in the home to ground the situation and to inject logic, it just causes, hyper-reactive, overly emotional adults later on down the road. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Do men and women really parent that differently? Can a father make a girl into a woman better than a woman can make a boy into a man? Do people really need two parents? Like, share, comment and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.